Well, welcome everybody. I can't believe it's the end of April already. This is Friends Becoming Neighbors. My name is Robin, but everybody already knew that. And so happy to have everybody here, hopefully getting to the end of or at least this allergy season. So I have my handy box of tissues here. So I apologize if I have a little bit of a sneezing fit this time. It's new to me, all this North Carolina allergies. And we have a bunch of we're all getting into the houses. Some people are. We got Lisa coming in. We have people who have just closed on their houses and are leasing back. We have people who've been in their houses for a while. People who are building, and we're going to start this evening talking about some really and everybody. I just reminded everybody. Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi. I'm going to let everybody just kind of roll in. Um, we're going to actually do this backwards tonight, only because Dennis started talking about something, and I want to kind of start with that only because, hey, Eleonora, because I think that it's important because a bunch of you have used an inspector, and it's a question that comes up often, especially for people who are haven't finished their build or in their build, and they ask about it all the time. So since Dennis is going through it, Janina's just gone through it. Brian, I did you use Jeff? No, you didn't use Jeff. I know. I know a bunch of you have used Jeff, so we're gonna, but just I want to just talk about Dennis's experience, just to go over about using an inspector because some of you are in different parts of your build because we used an inspector at the very end, and just talk about because Dennis was surprised. So I love it when somebody who is very, very really on top of their game is surprised by something, and I love it when they share it, everybody. So have at it. Dennis, you're up.
Well, thanks. I didn't know I was going to be put at the front of the line.
Of course,
So,
always.
I was just saying that we had our pre-drywall walkthrough the middle of this month, and thanks to this group, we found out about Jeff Terry through this group when we were early on in the stage, and so jotted it down, reached out to him a few months ago. He got back to me right away. Um, Schedules change, with the schedule changing and everything, he was very, very flexible. So we finally got it narrowed down to the pre-drywall walkthrough. He did his inspection, and his inspection report was extremely thorough. He noticed a lot of things that even though we had already went through the house top to bottom, side to side, six ways from Sunday. He knows a lot of things structurally that we would have never even thought of. And so it was definitely worth it. Definitely recommend getting an inspection and definitely support using Jeff. He's been absolutely awesome. So,
Hey,
That's when
Dennis,
you
I
go
got a
ahead.
question.
sure,
Dennis, are you going to be using Jeff Terry again, like at the end for the final inspection?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another good thing about the way he does it is, you can do for those who are doing, say you got a long run for your hot water and you're doing a recirculator. He recommends having him, do a pre-slab inspection
Yep.
because the recirculator will go through your slab. And so if you want to, he'll do that. Pre-drywall, I would definitely highly recommend that. And then we're going to do the final with him as well. I think he'll also, if you want him to come back at the 12 mark when you got your final, hey, this is the last we can do under warranty. He will do that as well. But he will tailor to what you need. Goes by the square footage, and I found him to be very reasonable for what he did and for how thorough his report was.
Karen, did you guys use him?
Yes, we did, and we did the drywall inspection, and we've already moved into our house last August, and so we'll probably do it at the 1 year mark. Uh, because it's, we're still having our builder come back and make changes, so we're not sure what the 1 year mark is. Is it 1 year from moving in, or is it 1 year from getting the initial things completed? So we'll probably have Jeff come in to do the final, so that we can get anything fixed prior to the warranty running out.
Yeah, Eleanor, I'll definitely I'll send it out to everybody. So is everybody on the Living in the Bluffs Facebook group?
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor, are you on the Living in the Bluffs Facebook group? I think are you on it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we're going to set you up on that, because every month, I think it's every month, Bill Adams does a list of like recommendations of people. So it's a wonderful list, and it's all done of recommendations that he gets from people who live in the Bluffs, people that people have used, whether it's a chiropractor or a dentist or a plumber. And it's a great, and he updates it every month with new people. So that's a wonderful place to do it. Eleanor, I'm going to send it to you. I'll send you the list, and I'll send you the place where to find it, and make sure that you have it. Lisa, are you on that? Are you on that Facebook group?
I am. Yeah. What did you say his name is?
Jeff Terry.
I tossed the contact info in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Formatted very poorly, but
Hey, listen, it's all good.
It works.
Chuck, did you use him?
We did. Yeah.
And how was your
our,
experience?
Pre-drywall April 9th, I think it was. And he came in the weekend before, delivered, as Dennis had said, a very detailed report a couple of days before that. And we're building with Kent, and everything he caught was valid, some of which our PM had caught already, or like Kent does a peer review kind of thing. So they had somebody else come in as well. So when we went through the pre-drywall inspection, there was like pink and orange and yellow and purple marks all over the house for the things the various people had caught. But his was very detailed, very worth having.
So when we first started Friends Becoming Neighbors, somebody had recommended that we bring him on. So I actually have he had done a presentation for us. So if anybody would like, so Eleonora, I can actually send you his presentation if you'd like to see it. So I can certainly send that to you. That was like 3 years ago. It was a really long time ago.
That would be great.
Sure. So that this way you can see, you can see and hear what, basically what he does. And then all of his information is in there. And then this way you can understand what it was that he did. Brian, did you have somebody come and inspect?
I did not. I kept on top of it. We built with Kent also, so they do that peer review. I have a pretty good general knowledge of construction. So when I went through pre-drywall, everything I saw, it was the same thing. The markings were already on the floor, and the things that I pointed out, they took care of within a day or two. So hopefully I'm competent enough to keep my house standing.
Which is always a good thing. Listen, everybody, this is one of those things that everybody has to make their own decision. We did the same thing. We were coming down every time. And again, there is no right or wrong. There are people that did things, and they're very happy that they did them. We used somebody different. Part of the reason that we chose to do that was that our builder and Jeff have known each other for a very, very, very long time, that both of them have been around the industry for a very, very long time. And there's not a lot of love lost between the two of them. So when you put people who've been in the industry for a long time together, sometimes it's hard to be objective. So it was not going to end well for anybody, and we're going to get caught in the middle. So sometimes you have to know, when not to light a match with a propane tank. So that was one of the reasons that we chose to do what we did, and we were very happy. So we went with somebody else that had been recommended from somebody in the group, and we were very, very happy with her as well. And we have recommended her to other people as well, and she's terrific. So if for whatever reason somebody wanted a referral to talk to somebody else, we're very happy to share who we used as well. So it's all good. So everything is going well here. I just want to share a couple of things that are going on that are very exciting. This coming weekend, if anybody is around town, we are doing the grand opening of the community garden and the dog park. So we've been working very, very hard. Michael, you want to talk about the all the work that went into?
Sure. I'll talk a little bit about it. So the dog park and the community garden are adjacent to each other, and they are accessed through that other gate. That's what's the name of that road, Robin?
The construction gate off of Hooper Road.
Hooper Road, yeah.
On Hedsel Way.
Yeah, Hedsel Way. The dog park has two sections. There's a section for little dogs and a section for bigger dogs. It's all lined with soft mulch. And then the community garden is much, much bigger. And it's probably, I don't know, maybe about 25% or 30% outfitted with beds. And people have already started planting there. There was a team of people that we constructed some gazebos to provide shade. The gazebos are like 10 feet by 12 feet. They're, fully open, but they're roofed gazebos, and they're going to be bringing benches there. So people that are letting their puppies roam free in the dog park don't have to be standing in the sun. There's water that's provided in both the community garden and the dog park. On the dog park side, there are little doggy trash bags for doggy droppings. And there's a service that will be taking care of that. Right now it's gated, but once it's open, everybody that pays their, I guess, access fee or dues will have a way to get in and take care of their plants and have their dogs play with other dogs and so forth. So that's going to be coming up. This is what do we call it, Robin? It's a developer provided, but resident run.
It's a paid amenity.
Right,
It's a paid amenity as opposed to a free amenity. So
like the swimming pool is a free amenity.
Right. So what's going to happen is, Doug got brought in. It's all well water. He put in all the irrigation. We've been building the beds we actually sold out the first group of beds. We're now building the second. We need volunteers. So hurry up, Brian, and get down here. We need you to help build beds. Oh my God.
So to build the beds, they're using the wood, the reclaimed wood that they removed from the bridges when they updated the surface of the bridges. They removed the old wood and put new wood in. And there was a pile of all this wood. They saved it, and that is the wood that's being used for building the garden beds. Really, really clever.
It's very cool.
There's a group of people. I think they might be part of the woodworking group, but there's a group of people that spent a lot of time putting all the beds together. And also in the community garden, there's a little area with a wheelbarrow and tools and shovels and rakes and things like that. So if you want to bring your own to tend your own, you can do that. But there are an assortment of tools there for, trowels and things like that to do weeding and composting and so forth.
And it's been beautiful. Yeah, we're going to be using it for a number of, we actually have some Boy Scout troops that are interested in coming in and working with us. And we're going to be doing some classes. Nice. Sorry?
I said that's so nice. My son's an Eagle Scout, and I was thinking of when he had to do his project like that.
Exactly. We have some kids here who are thinking about that. We want to do some Eagle Scout projects with that. we also, and we're going to try to, to make it part of community. We want to work with the kids, and we're going to start, we're going to be donating some kids' beds so that the kids can grow vegetables. And then we're hoping that maybe the kids will eat more vegetables because now they're going to grow their vegetables. Well, hey, listen, you know that nothing tastes better than when you can like get the fresh peas and stuff like that off of the vine. My dream this year was to have a pumpkin patch, but I'm told that I'm not going to get my irrigation early enough, and things grow earlier down here. So sunflowers to me were always something that you grew for the fall, right? I mean, if you're a northerner, sunflowers are a fall thing. Down here, you have to start planting them now. They grow now. Who plants sunflowers in April? April is like daisies and things like that. So I'm all spun around. So we're going to do the best we can. They have not started with composting. We are talking about composting. But there's some really interesting, there's a lot of people around here who know a lot of stuff. There are some people who do composting by their own lots and in the back, again, woods behind their lots. We do have animals around the area, but there are people who are doing a lot of really cool things. The dog park, there are, I think last meeting we did put out the forms for the dog park. If you want a bed, you can reserve them now. If you only want it for a year, they're $50. And if you want it for the rest of your time here at the Bluffs, they're $200 forever. So that's forever. And it's your bed, and you'll have a number on it, and you have full access to it for the water and everything else. And it's amazing. I'm fascinated. Things grow really, really fast down here. And it's really cool to see what people are doing, and everyone's been super, super helpful. Brian, you have a question?
Yes. So we're still allowed to put like little gardens in our backyards if we want, right?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So actually, oh my God. Yeah. Go speak to Keith. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Go over and speak to Keith. Yeah.
Okay. The garden's mine.
Yeah, but he built you by, but it's unbelievable. So one of the issues that a lot of people have, there's a number of issues. Number one, like us, we don't have, this garden has 100% sun. There is not a tree or a cloud or anything in the way. Unlike my backyard that gets, I don't know, 60%, maybe half the time. So this is 100%. And the bargain, and just for you, because you live in the Bluffs, it's free water. You don't have to pay for the water. That's a really big deal down here. It is, you're getting your water. Your irrigation is there. So, and we've been really lucky. There's 6-foot fences around. So there has been no issue with anything or anybody or whatever getting in. Everyone's been super, super collaborative and cooperative, sharing information, taking care of each other's, if somebody goes away, just making sure they're watching. Beautiful thing. Who knew that marigolds around your bed take care of things? I learned things. Of course, you. I mean,
keep deer from eating the food. Yep.
Yep. So
little critters and bugs.
Yeah. So like, there's all kind of, but people are growing herbs and flowers. People are growing flowers as well as all kinds of lettuces and vegetables, and it looks beautiful. And it happened in like maybe 3 weeks. You went. It was all like little sprouties, and then people did it from seed, and it looks beautiful. It's very exciting to see. We've been talking about it for like 3 years, and it's just beautiful to see it all happening very fast. And the fact that we had that we need to get the next phase up quickly because people are coming in. They want more than one bed.
I hope you'll post some pictures of
Absolutely.
the
So yeah,
blooming.
we absolutely will. I actually I had a bunch of pictures. If you are interested, um, the Team Reach group for the garden, so you can keep an eye on it, is
Oh, I am in that.
is because there's tons of pictures there. We
Okay.
post it's BCGU77. So you'll see all the hunky guys, building everything there. And
It's Bluffs Gardening.
that's the Bluffs Community Garden users.
Oh, so BG's. Okay, so this one's different. I have a different one.
Yeah, I'm in the regular Bluffs Gardening. This is,
Bluffs Gardening.
yeah, that one is now. Yeah, there
Bluffs
you go.
Gardening?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bluffs Gardening is BG78. It's for like, people talking. Karen, you're in it
Oh,
too.
that's okay. So that I think is like just people who are gardening.
Oh, right,
The
right.
Well,
garden
people have
users are
posted about
actually,
vegetables on there too.
yeah, the
And
garden
compost.
users are actually for the people who are in the garden. But yeah, we've got pictures on all of them. But I'll make sure that well, Chuck, you've been right on there, my friend. You get the prize. You get the prize. Thank you. So
I retired, but I used to attend many, many, many Zoom meetings.
Yes, no, absolutely, and I appreciate it. But yeah, it's been really wonderful to see how everybody has been helping each other. And this dog park has been, and every time we go out there, we've been talking about these spaces for such a long time and fundraising for everything. To see Julie and Jack this has been such a labor of love for both of them, and to see the community getting together, and the guys and the women that have been out there with their power tools, and Michael was out there, and just doing the best that they can to get all of this stuff. I mean, what would they charge to put that thing together? Those gazebos?
The gazebo, if we paid for the labor, it would have been $800 per gazebo. So all the volunteers, they all came with tools and muscle and ladders. And it does take
Oh
a
my
team to
God.
put them together. That's not a one-person job. Those gazebos are a multi-person operation. They're really big structures.
And it's going to be
Can
terrific.
Can you explain to me exactly where they are? Last time I was down there with my husband, we drove out down that road where I thought it is. And all I saw was RVs and
Okay, so you have to go
it.
past so when you go out the head, so hey Art, so when you go out the Hedsel Way gate, you got to go past the RVs, you go through the gate, and to your left you're going to see mountains of dirt and mulch, and you're going to make your immediate left right after the gate. Like you're going to go.
Okay.
So, and you'll see it, but it's locked. There's locks on both of those gates. So you wouldn't have been able to walk into them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So the garden has a code on the gate. And
I have a code now.
You have the code now. Okay.
Yeah.
So people have been like hounding me down, like how can we find it? So you have to actually go through the gate, and then right after you get through the gate, make a immediate left, and you'll see there's a big tall gate, a big tall fence right there. Just turn right into that, like right where that fence is, and you'll see the entrance to the garden is first. And then if you keep going a little bit farther, you'll see two more entrances, and that's where the dog park is. And there are now poopy bags in there, and there's water in there, and everything in the dog park. So yeah, it's really amazing what has been created that wasn't there before. And there's plenty of space still left for if we need more space for the garden. There's more space if we need, and there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room in the RV in the RV and boat area right now. And if we ever need more, there's plenty of space to expand it. So
Great.
that's, that's certainly there. But if you're at least, if you're ever in the community and you just call me, text me and just say, I'm going there. I don't feel like getting lost again. Could you meet me there? I had somebody chase me down. In fact, Eleonora's neighbor was chasing me down. All of a sudden, she came around and said, could you please just take me over there? I can't find it. I've been driving around and I can't find it. So we went in. It was all good. So it's in order to get to the dog park, you need to fill out a form for your dog, and you need to provide like the rabies papers, and you have to, it's like a contract, just to fill it out, and to all the agreements and everything else. So and that's and that is also in the dog park, and I can send you that as well, Eleonora. I'll send that to you. And
It
that
may
dog.
be worth posting a diagram in the bulletin board.
No, absolutely. So that is that's a team reach as well, and that is in the dog park, team reach, which is BDPM. Thank you, Chuck. And that form is in there. And you'll see pictures and, all that kind of stuff in there as well. And I think it's great. PM, I believe. BD Bluffs, BDPM. And what I'll do, and the other thing that I really loved about this is that even if you have a guest coming with a dog, your guest has to fill out the form as well. So, it's not going to be open to outsiders without that form. It's going to be run, and it's going to have to be policed by everybody. And I think most dog owners are going to be responsible. If you're a dog person, you're going to be just as responsible. We want to make sure all of our puppies are safe. It's all good. And Janine, you're going to have to go. Yeah, you're going to have to go into two different parks. You guys are going to have to go into one and one, or they're going to have to go.
Oh, yeah, nobody could care less about that. He'll stay home on a cushy pillow and look cute.
And fluffy. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. So who's got stuff going on? Eleonora, your house is coming along very nicely.
Yes, I'm planning to come down May 22nd, 23rd. So I want to see what's cooking.
Terrific. Great. No, it's very exciting. We're all watching it. I pass by it 10 times a day. So we're watching it. And it's really interesting because both of them are going up at the same time. So for those of you who don't know, I mean, we pass by it. There's two houses being built exactly at the same time. Janine, did you see them? Did you go down
they both
Rivergate?
On Rivergate?
They're the very first entrance to Rivergate, when you come in.
But I'm River Park.
I know, but when you come to when you're by Rivergate, so when you're going,
okay.
The first two houses, they're being built. You see their construction sites, but they're going up at the same time, both with the same builder. And they both broke ground at exactly at the same time. And it's so cute because they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So we're kind of watching them go up at the same time. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting to see. We'll be happy to see you here. It'll be very cool. And so now and it's all been good. So have you thought about putting your house on your apartment on the market, or moving down here yet? Up here? Down here?
So on June 23rd, they're gonna come and pack me up. So everything is gonna go in storage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be looking for just an apartment for the duration.
Do they have an idea how long?
No, I haven't talked to them. So before I come out, I will reach out to see what's their timeline, what they're talking about. But June, my goal is June 15, then to put my condo on the market. And once it sells, then I will be somewhere down there or up there or no, down there.
Okay,
Yeah.
terrific. That's very exciting.
It's going to be a little bit challenging because, of course, I work full time. So to really settle into a routine. But now both of my employers, um, it's very 100% virtual. So it's nothing that's holding me back here anymore. So my full-time job, I had to teach in person as well. But starting in fall, everything goes virtually. So all I just have to do is transition those courses,
And we'll be happy to have you down here finally. It'll be
yeah.
good. We'll help you. We'll all be here. So
So
Dennis, do you have a move date yet?
Yeah, so we'll be um, um, the movers come to pick up our stuff on the 13th of May. So
Wow.
sometime during that week we'll be moving into the rental, and then we're still looking at probably August for um, the actual move in uh, down in the bluffs. So yeah, right around the corner. We've been busy packing and sorting and all this kind of stuff, just trying to get ready. It's a journey. Is all you guys know. It's a journey. So we're just both ready to be settled when that
Dennis,
day
where
finally
did you
comes.
find the rental?
So Carlos and Lisa Escafi, they are they're our neighbors in the Bluffs, and through this call, they found out that we would possibly be renting, and they reached out to us and said, "Hey, we have a second home down here. Um, would you be interested in renting it for a while?" And so that's how that all came together. But I thought I saw. I know
Yep,
you said you was looking.
I was just gonna say there is somebody here, but Eleanor, you just wanted a small place. You didn't want a whole house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't
I
need a
saw.
3 bedroom because I have a couple of people who have houses, who have whole homes for people who are looking.
Yeah,
But she just
yeah.
I have a bunch of people who are living in apartments nearby, and there are plenty of real estate agents around that we can set you up with that can get you into an apartment. There's plenty of apartments that are within. And Lisa, where are you? Are you living in an apartment nearby or?
No, I'm in New York still in my house.
Oh, you
We've
are?
got a
Okay.
long way to go. We won't be moving in until early 2027.
Oh, okay.
We won't be breaking ground until close to the end of this year.
Okay. See, that's what, look, you see how relaxed she is, no stress. She comes down for the party. She has fun.
I decided after January is when I'm going to kick it into gear and start cleaning out my house and packing stuff up. But between now and January, I think I'll just relax.
And well, you should. Absolutely well, you should. But Eleanor, whenever you're ready, we have plenty of people who'll be able to help you. So Chuck, what's going on with you guys?
So we did, like I said before, we did our pre-drywall in early April. We just got some pictures of siding on the house, so we know that they're, moving along. Our house here in Maryland is on the market. We've got two walkthrough scheduled for later this week. So fingers crossed that, interest rates don't scare people off and we can sell this thing. And
It's been very slow.
it's been very slow. We've had it on the market for
Almost a month.
yeah, almost a month, 28,
Really?
26 days. Couple of open houses, couple of walkthroughs, but not a whole lot. And what we're hearing is that the entire market around here, we're in the DC suburbs, the entire market around here just shut down in March. So we're hoping things pick back up. We've done everything. Tina will tell you, yeah. I walk around trying to find things to do, and I'm like, maybe I can fix this. Maybe I can do that. But there's really, it's just a waiting game at this point. So we're hoping we sell and we get down there sometime before July, which is our mid-July, late July is our target for moving in.
Chuck, where in Maryland are you?
We are in Montgomery County.
And how big is the house?
We're downsizing quite a bit. It's 7,000 square feet.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's just the two of us now. So. Well,
Okay.
no,
Wow.
sorry. It's the three of us.
Don't forget her. She'll come and haunt you later.
Yep.
Oh, so because I have a colleague of mine that's moving from Swoops, Virginia to Maryland. So, but she's not looking for, it's only the two of them,
Yeah.
7,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
They never have to see each other.
That's a challenge. I mean, I would think but you have to wait for the right buyer.
It's a great house. It's in great condition. We back to a farm. It's super secluded. Big deck, two patios, all the things people might want. We just have to find the one person who does want it.
You will. Look, how long have you guys been there?
14 years. We've lived in the same town for like almost 30, but we moved.
We moved down the street.
We moved from one house to the other. But yeah, we just need to sell before we have to settle on this house because the money from this place. So that's only slightly nerve-wracking.
You don't need any more stress. It's what it
I
is.
know.
We'll put
On the flip side, it's given us tons of time to go through the house, top to bottom, box everything up. You can probably hear the echo. We've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. Tina is the queen of Facebook Marketplace, paid or free, depending on what it is.
Buy nothing and marketplace. I have a 5-star rating.
Hey, I would hope so.
Just before the call, we got $70 for like a 10-year-old GoPro Hero 4, which I'm like,
wow.
give it away. She's like, oh, hell no, we're not giving that away. People are paying top dollar for this. Okay. Sure enough, they did.
And Chuck, once, and for everybody else on the call, once I got down here, I had a love seat and a couch that I'm sitting in Hancock and Moore, and through Facebook Marketplace, I got the matching chair that went with it for like $350.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
And then I had a patio set in the hoity-toity neighborhood called Landfall, like $350. It's like steel, 6 swivel chairs, all of the pads had just been reupholstered. So when you get down here, if you want to get rid of some of your old stuff, Facebook Marketplace is your friend.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Yeah,
I know a lot of
people go shopping in the hoity-toity neighborhoods for good stuff.
Well, a lot of people are just swapping stuff around and and doing what it is. It's an adventure because you've just gotten rid of all the stuff. And then I take Michael some places and he goes, didn't we just get rid of all this stuff? Like, wait a minute, we just left that behind. Like, didn't we just do that? So it's definitely adventure, but we'll all put good juju out there, and we promise it'll all be good.
We're sitting in the front room and we have we live in a cul-de-sac, so it's not a through street. So anyone that all the strangers that come down have to go back up. But we're watching all the cars drive really slow past our house, and I'm like, oh, there's a potential buyer looking at the house. They come back up.
You just have to give them a reason to come down the block.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's definitely all good. So Janine, what are you going to do with all your free time now?
Oh, I don't know. Clean out the house. So, there's a bunch going on. Still the old parents and on the fun side of things, got laid off last week. So now I've got to
Oh
reinvent the
no.
wheel, especially when you're now going from a construction loan to a mortgage loan. So it's like, yay. But it'll be all right. It's something will reinvent the wheel. So, just keeping busy with that kind of stuff right now. And we just got back Thursday night last week from the closings. So, pretty new, and they're going to have it all decked out soon as the happy little model. And then we'll see how it goes. We'll come down in the fall to check it out, and I want to dying to see it staged. Uh, we did go pop into 3 furniture stores while we were waiting for our plane to get to the airport last week, and they were cool. Mango was beautiful. Haverty's was cool, and we went to Indigo Bloom. That one was, so-so for me, but they had the Kincaid robin, so it was neat to sit in one of those, which was nice. We like those.
So what lot are you? Like you're on River Park?
Yeah, River Parkway. It's the teal house. We're about 4 houses. When you turn off a Fallen Pear onto River Parkway, we're the 4th house on the left, the teal color.
Okay.
Haygood has a model home there. We're 2 doors down.
Oh, you'll be very close to me.
There you go. Yes, you're down the street.
We're going to be
So if you
backyard
all are
neighbors.
down there, they don't lock the house. Just go on in at any time or day or night. You can go in and walk the model.
And you guys are going to be backyard neighbors.
Yeah, we're going to be backyard
Yes.
neighbors. We're
Yeah, we
on
went
River Park.
past you and Decessor like
Yes.
competition. Like I'm like,
race.
look at this. So first, like you were saying, Robin, about on River Gate, these 2 guys are like, I'm like, oh, they're both like having like 5,000 ants on each of your house every time you go flying by.
And we have the same project manager now, so like I think he's just popping back and forth saying, okay, this gets done on this house, and then in the afternoon you move over to this one.
Yeah.
At the
Not a long
exact
commute
same
for
time.
him, which is good.
No, listen, there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's been very exciting. And anybody have any questions about anything going on?
Can somebody, I'm still very not totally understanding the whole difference between a construction loan, the mortgage loan, what we owe when.
Oh, I can help you.
Anybody want to give me a little walkthrough of that? Like, what do I expect while we're building? I have no idea.
I'll go.
Okay.
We did with FNB. So basically, they look at what the total cost of the loan would be. I did it after because we had given the deposit. So our amount with them was after the 10% or whatever deposit your builder requires. And with FMB, they actually had a portal south. It was built.net, and they would post everything in there as far as all the inspections. Haygood would request a draw for money to be released to start the next phase of the bill process. FMB would send out an inspector. That inspector is not there to make sure that it was done right or wrong. It's to make sure that what they were supposed to finish the first time got completed in order to request money for the second set. Now,
Okay.
during the construction loan, we did pay off a bunch of the principal. So that way, our goal is when it converts from construction to mortgage, you're carrying forward a lot lower amount because with in the construction period, I'm just going to make up numbers. If your loan balance is 300,000 and you want to give them 150K, that thing goes immediately towards the principal and your interest is only on the amount that has gotten drawn. Whereas if you carry forward 300K from your construction loan into a mortgage and decide to give them 150,000, that does not reduce your mortgage time. Well, I'm sorry. It doesn't reduce your mortgage payment. It's going to stay that payment amount until the time gets reduced. So our goal is we wanted the lowest mortgage payment as possible. So that's why prepay that off. So now we're in the phase of going from, my God, did you run a marathon? You did? Okay. We're going from the point from the construction loan contact to the mortgage contact, and that person will be our point base going forward. They have been very good to work with. Their information in their built.net has been like, you can see each phase, what's been requested, what phase of completion you're at. What is also very good is using the Brunswick County Management site, municipal site, sorry. And you can put in like we put in 3818 River Park Way. And we could see when an inspection was requested, if it passed, if it failed, why it failed, when they're going back out again.
Oh,
So that was very helpful, especially also dealing with Jeff Terry to get him in line. He checks as well when you be like, hey, we're supposed to do our pre-drywall in, 3 weeks. He'll start checking as well. But then if something moves up, checking that, the municipal site was really good.
and what is that called again?
Oh, hold
The
on.
site?
I'm going to tell you. It's Brunswick County Management System, BCMS. And there's a dashboard. So you go in there and you just put in your address and then you click. If you have an iPhone, give me a call. I can walk you through it. It's very easy. And then
Okay,
you
well,
can go and see all your permits and
yeah, I don't have anything yet, so I have to wait until
yeah,
I
once you
haven't
yes,
even broken ground.
once you
So.
start doing, but there's the whole kind of very 101 construction loan to then your mortgage. What was nice about FNB was you lock in your interest rate and that at the construction loan. And when you go to convert to the mortgage, if that rate has gone down, you get the lower interest rate. If the rates have gone up, which they have, mine did not change. So
Okay.
I know I'm never going to be more than, what I
Right.
locked in at, which was nice.
So when you have a house to sell and you sell the house, and then you are going to use the, proceeds from the house for your mortgage, like when does that happen at the closing of the house? Is it an actual closing?
That I don't know. Somebody else may need to chime in because since we're doing a lease back, they're renting the house back from us, so I have some flexibility. And what I did, I was smart without knowing I was going to be smart, so that was a plus. Is when they originally told me about, when I was talking to the actual loan salesperson, she had said, okay, this is what your interest payment should be because you're only paying interest during the construction loan, no principal. This is if you do not make any payments towards principal, your interest for the length of construction should be, let's make up a number, $20,000. Wasn't that? So I put aside $20,000. And since we paid off a lot of the principal, my interest never came anywhere near that. So now the money that's in my FNB regular checking account or whatever it is, I pretty much, thank God, have about 9, 10, or 11 months worth of mortgage payments covered. So I didn't have to rely on selling this house because it's going to be a lease back. I didn't have that opportunity to sell up here to use for down there. But at some point when we do and I sell this, then I'll probably eradicate or greatly reduce the
Right.
little bit that's down there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
You have
welcome.
any other questions, just ask me.
Yeah.
I think everyone has a different situation, and that, you're going to have to ask the bank representative that information. We had the construction loan with the lot loan. So ours was different. Some people just
Okay.
pay off the lot first and then they have the construction loan. So we put it all together. And then when it came time to, because we wanted our money to work for us, we didn't want to pay down the land loan, at the beginning. We wanted to wait for the year. And then as soon as our house sold in Virginia, we had them send the check to First National Bank, same one Janine had. And it's actually First National Bank of Pennsylvania.
FNB, yeah.
Right. So it got sent to them, and then they calculated how much more money we owed, and then we just paid that off. And then, so we didn't end up with a mortgage at all. So we were able to take the money from Northern Virginia and plop it down on the loan. But everyone's going to be different, based on how much money you have, when you sell your house, how much.
Right.
If you need to sell your house, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Lisa, I didn't mention that. We did buy the land outright prior. So the land was not part of the calculations. It was purely the house.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that because I'm in the same because I went from the land loan to now construction loan, and oh my God, what a nightmare that land loan was. I mean, that was totally took me through the ringer. I mean, I never in my life the paperwork that involved, but anyway, through that one. And so I guess the lesson learned here it's to reach out to the bank and get clarification, because definitely, I mean, my intention is, to pay down on the mortgage, on the principal part, because during construction you are paying only the interest. You're not paying, it's a journey. I mean, definitely, it's a learning experience for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the most important thing is whoever your lender is, take your time with them and make sure they explain everything until you fully understand it. You got any questions? If you have a certain scenario, like we've heard many different scenarios, I'm gonna pay this off, I'm gonna pay that, have them walk through that scenario that you're thinking step by step and make sure you fully understand it all.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of different ways that things can work. Another thing too with it's going to be interest only, but it's only interest on what's been drawn against, right? So like, if your total loan is 500K, well, you're not paying interest on 500K right off the bat. Once they do a draw, then the interest starts getting charged on whatever that draw is that hits, right? So, another scenario is as the draws hit, you can pay those off, and then you won't pay any interest at all. So there's several different ways that you can do that. So yeah.
And Lisa, FNB was really nice. Like beforehand, I wanted a rough idea. Like sometimes builders, like suppose in your construction, typically it's 6 draws. Sometimes a builder will skip a draw and only do 5. But at least FMB, they had a rough idea what percentage each draw. Like she's like, okay, the first one is probably about 10% of that amount. She goes, so if you're going to pay any interest, don't give us a big chunk towards the principal until like the 3rd draw or the 4th draw. If you want to have some interest to write off, the first 2 are like the lowest ones, and then it starts getting real, big numbers. So she was very instrumental in that and actually took like, here's your loan amount. If they typically did the percentages that are the rough guideline in the industry, this is what your interest would be on each stage, which was very helpful to get an idea of when I was going to,
The
something
thing
down.
I didn't like about FMB, and I went with FMB, was they charge you, and I don't remember what the number is, for interbank money transfers.
Oh, my bank charged me for that. They didn't
Oh,
charge
see,
me.
my bank here doesn't, but FNB
Yeah.
did. And I forget what I think it's like $25 or something
Yeah.
like that.
25, 30
Which,
bucks, yeah.
yeah, which I kind of like, really, aren't we in the modern age here? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wire transfers?
Yeah, to
yes.
do a wire transfer, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay anything to either bank when I bought my land.
It might just be your bank doesn't, like mine did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
want-
FMB didn't either.
I'll say
That's
Yeah, no,
interesting.
FMB didn't charge me.
FNB
It was my bank that charged me.
That
No,
I'm aware of.
FNB charged me.
Yeah, we did a wire transfer, and I think there was a charge on the wire transfer initially, but then we set up the account within just I'll
not
call
a-
it a shell account, but just a checking account or whatever with FNB. And then we linked it to have an automatic transfer from our Bank of America, and there's no charges on that.
yeah, it's not a wire, but it's not like a, I don't know. Just
Yeah, it's just an
Yeah.
interbank.
Right, it's a
like
money transfer.
but they
issues.
don't charge us.
One
I
of
mean,
the
it's fine.
I'm not going to talk about a $25 charge,
I
but
know.
if you one of the problems that we had is our house wasn't done in a year. Now, if you got Kent or Haygood, it's going to be done in a year. But if it goes beyond that, FMB will start charging you like $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever the fee is. And one of the options that we had was to start paying our mortgage right away instead of paying that fee. And the fee let you go 3 more months. And you would never get that money back. So we went ahead and started paying the mortgage. And then once we got our act together, we just paid it off. We ended up paying it off. But so be aware of something like that, depending on the builder you have and how long it's going to take to construct your home.
Okay.
So there's a lot
Those
of
are
great
all
information.
great tips.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of really great information from each other. So definitely share that stuff. My allergies are going. Michael, you want to?
I was going to say on the flip side of that, we're in what, month 6 or so, 6 or 7. I don't know about the other builders, but Kent hasn't done a draw yet. They've started one, but it hasn't gone through. So we're 2 months
Really?
out from
Wow.
finishing, and they floated the entire build so far.
They're generally slow to draw, and then they'll draw a couple in 1 month.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's what we're kind of expecting at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haygood did like 5, but it was, I think they were on super steroids just because they wanted our house, since it's going to be a lease back, to be done. I mean, literally from breaking ground to closing, it was 6 months. We were done.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fast.
Did you have like drainage work done in your yard across the driveway, or was that a neighbor?
No, we did, we wound up doing, not drainage, we did a retaining wall, just around the edge of the driveway. Just
I think
because
we
of
all think
the,
We did. They were doing an excellent job on it.
yeah. No, and it's gonna, I think now it has some mood lighting on it. I'm not quite sure.
It was necessary though.
It was necessary because it just, everything kind of slopes that way, and we didn't have a big slope, but the landscaper had looked and he goes, you might get some washout. And we actually spoke with Patrick at Haygood, and they actually gave us 1/3 of the money for it. Nice little negotiation tactic. So that was
Well,
very
that-
nice.
Only because they told us at the 11th hour. Oh, by the way,
I was
you
like,
need a $10,000 wall,
no,
you know, or whatever. I mean, I'm just throwing a number out
Yeah.
there, but it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
Didn't
here's me
expect that.
writing a Bible, and I'm like, and even Mark at the sales office was like, oh heck no. He goes, they can't be telling you that stuff. He's like, you want me to have Doug call Patrick? I was like, no, I'll send him an email and let's see what happens. And he called, and he's a very,
yeah, it was good.
very nice guy. It's not the first time we had to negotiate with them because they started clearing our lot by mistake. And we got 2 trees back out of that. And, you know, he was very fair, and very happy with, the way he handled it. So.
No, it's all, all good stuff, all good stuff. So hopefully most of you will, if you're not down here, you'll be down here sometime during the summer, or certainly during the fall. And there's lots of social stuff going on here. Hopefully the clubhouse will be open very, very soon. No, I do not have there is no secret date. I do not have a secret date. We're all waiting for it. The pool has been resurfaced. It is full. It will be opening this weekend, which is very exciting. We've got houses closing constantly, a lot of new people moving in. Summer is always a very big time. We've got lots of activities planned. So there's lots of great stuff going on. If you are coming in and you need any of the corporate codes for any of the local hotels, please let me know and I will get you those codes. Because there are some codes. And some of them I have to go through the sales office. So I get you better pricing if it goes through the sales office. So if you are coming in, let me know and I will get those. I'll send them over and Mark will get you those codes. So just a little extra something for you guys. And if there's anything else that anybody needs and any of their information, please do not ever hesitate to ask. And if you are planning on moving in anytime soon, please let me know so I can get you on the list for the welcome parties. Because those end of May. So yeah, so it's all good. We want to be there.
And if anybody needs a contact for a VRBO, I stayed down in North Carolina for a month. And the woman that I rented from, she and her husband own a bunch of different properties. I stayed right in the middle of Wilmington and it was so incredibly fabulous. And she was so wonderful. So if anybody ever has like big group of family coming down or wants, needs additional housing for anybody, I could always share her information.
Does she have like smaller units?
Yeah, I stayed in a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment right in the heart of Wilmington, right on 2nd Street.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, yeah.
Can you give us a quick update on what's going on with the gate?
Sure. So I know that they have expanded the testing. So there are now more people testing the gate. It seems to be working better. I know that they're doing, it should be launching pretty soon. I know that there were some glitches in some of it. They have now changed. I'm noticing they put a lot of fiber optics outside. The next time you guys come in, and Janine, I'll get to you in 1 second. One of the big things, there's been a tremendous amount of construction next to, so when you're driving in the front, on the right-hand side, as you're driving into the community, you're going to notice all of the trees that were there, if you haven't been here in a while, are now gone. They've all been pretty much mowed down, and they have been replaced right now with, Michael, how would you refer to them as?
He's not here.
He's there, but he's muted.
Robin, are you talking about Strawberry Hill?
On Strawberry Hill, yes.
Okay, so everybody knows Strawberry Hill is like a mile long straightaway, right? And when you're driving in on the right side, where the railroad tracks are, right? Everybody knows there's railroad tracks that run along there on the outside of our property. They're using that area as a right of way to run water pipes. I'll call it water delivery from, let's call it the downtown area, right? From Wilmington across to Leland, and I'm not sure where it will ultimately go, but let's say to Leland.
15 miles.
Look through the trees, if you look through the trees on the right as you're entering, you'll see these there's big pipes that are not laid underground yet, and they were doing major clearing there of trees on the other side of the trees that are our trees.
Right, so it's 15 miles, and they're going to be putting water pipes or H2Go for the reverse osmosis water under the Cape Fear River. So they're going to be burying all of that so that we get the H2Go. So when the next time you're here, if you haven't been here in a while, you will see that. As far as the gate is concerned, it should be everything is here. I know that it's just been really, I honestly, I have a meeting coming up in 2 weeks. I honestly do not know why it has not been put through. It's a huge undertaking to get them all done, because every single person with a car, let's say every house has 2 cars or 3 cars, every single car has to be outfitted with the sticker, and each one has to be calibrated for that car. So every sticker, every little like doohickey sticker has to go onto each car, onto each headlight, and has to make sure that it goes through and it registers to it. So it's labor intensive.
Have they accounted for like inclement weather on those stickers?
Yes. So
Like,
it's something, and that's been part of the issue, is that they want to make sure that the system works better than what we have. So there have been some issues, and with whether it's fog or fog or humidity or things falling off, or all that kind of stuff. So that's what's been taking a little bit longer, is that they wanted to make sure that there was not going to be any major glitches.
I just know, like on my car, it's got the distance sensors and all that kind of good stuff that fail as soon as we get any snow or ice on the front of the car. You guys, once we move down there, that's going to be less of an issue. But you did have a decent amount of snow for a week. And is that going to affect
we had snow for one day. I think it was really, the snow only came for one day. It just stayed around. It just hung around to be annoying.
Hey, Chuck, that's
the other issue.
Chuck,
if it gets covered with pollen for a month.
Oh my God.
Chuck, when it snows again, don't worry about if your car is red.
I'm not leaving the house.
You're not going anywhere.
No, you're not going anywhere. But it was honest.
Covered with pollen, is that going
to trust me, the pollen, the humidity, and so they've been making sure that it was definitely better than what we had. That was the big discussion. Are we going to go through all of this? They didn't want to spend all this money. That was really a big deal. So they've been making sure that it was working properly before that we go through all of this. But they will, if something should happen and you should lose a sticker or whatever, there's plenty of stickers to replace them with, so it won't be a problem. But that's bigger. That's the issue with the stickers.
Well, there's also an app, right, that we'll use when we go to the beach house.
Okay, so the app is different than the sticker. The app is for the clubhouse, and that's ready to go. So the app is going to be on your phone. There will not be a touchpad. So there will always be the keypad at the gate will always be there. So so for whatever reason, if your sticker isn't working at the gate, your clicker won't work, but your keypad will always work. That won't be a problem. If you have a guest, they can always put in your.
You all right?
And you'll always be able to get them in. The app on your phone. Anybody that is going to go into the clubhouse or the beach house must have that app and that code. And that includes children, so that you're not going to be able to give a friend your code, like a code to the beach house or a code to the clubhouse. You have to be with them. That includes children. So if they either have to have your phone, and then you can have children, they can have on their phones. Now, you'll also be able to have, I believe, you can have a certain number of guest codes, so that if you have a guest code, you have guests coming that are going to be staying for a week or whatever, you can give them the guest code for that week, and it'll be assigned to your account. So this way, if something should happen or whatever, that they'll be able to know who was in the clubhouse. It's for everybody's safety.
But that'll all roll out at the same time, I'm taking it?
The code, as soon as the clubhouse is open, everybody will be getting that's separate.
Okay.
That's going to be separate. So the clubhouse and the beach house will come at the same time, and the stickers on the cars are independent of because that app is independent, and that app is not for your car. The app is for the clubhouse and the beach house, and the sticker is for the car.
Is it going to apply to the pool clubhouse as well? We've always gone there, and that door has never been locked.
No, that I believe will remain the keypad. That's a different one.
Okay.
This we're talking about for the new clubhouse. The new clubhouse is going to have some pretty stringent rules. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of brand new equipment in there. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's going to be restrictions on there's no wet bathing suits allowed in there. It's not going to be the same type of going back and forth. So there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of work. There's a gym equipment. We have a bar in there. So there's going to be more control over having how going in and out. It's not going to be open doors in and out. And if you let somebody in, and they're coming in through you, that the people, it's hopefully people are going to be more responsible for who they're letting in, because they're going to be we all have to be more responsible about paying attention to what's going on. There's more and more people moving into the community, and there's more numbers of people. It's growing every day. Every day. It's unbelievable. The traffic on the roads. Well, I went down three different streets today, and I couldn't get down because there was cement trucks on two of them and wood deliveries on another one. I literally had to back up, which if you've ever seen me back up, you don't want me backing up. And Todd, I want to hear about it, but Michael will tell you don't want me backing up. You don't want me backing up.
I have a question regarding this. Is totally off subject, but
no worry.
We're down there, the cul-de-sac behind us. So behind our house, there's a cul-de-sac, and on the other side of the cul-de-sac, there's apparently a pond.
Okay.
And somebody was telling me that there's been a sighting of 2 4-foot gators in that pond.
Uh-huh. Okay. And
is that true?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the question would be,
I haven't heard any gator sightings. It was like, oh, they don't exist down there, but
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely seen gators.
Do they have names?
Over by our house, in that little circle river, something Glenway, Mary and her husband have seen alligators down there. They've come out of the water with the tail still in the water, but come kind of up on her embankment. And then across the street, there have been alligators in the pond across from her. We've got some river otters. Is that what they are, Keith?
Yeah.
River otters behind us.
Oh, I like otters.
Hey, one more thing, I put it in the chat, but if you're getting ready to move in, like in May or in July, I think Tina and Chuck were July, but I put a thing in about calling the trash company, because when we moved in, we didn't know we had to call them in advance, so we had to wait a couple days or a week for our trash cans. So you have the option of getting your recycle, which I would recommend for the first year. It's $192. Not everyone does it, but for the first year, you've got a lot of boxes that you're getting rid of. You're going to buy your new house. You got Amazon boxes, and that second trash can just comes in handy. So I would recommend that you do that, but I would also recommend that you would call 1 or 2 weeks. I think you have to wait till the CO has gone through, and then you can call the trash company and tell them when you're going to be moving in and you want them delivered. And all of that information is in it is in the portal.
So if you need to know all that, all their phone numbers and everything.
Yeah.
So it is in there. And if you need to know where it is, we'll certainly send it out there. But it's getting late. So if you guys, always a good thing. Brian, you look like a deer in headlights. What's going on?
No, I got one more question, or
Yes,
not
sir.
really a question, just to make you aware and everybody else. There apparently is an issue with the mail for people on River Parkway versus River Gate. The mail's getting in the opposite mailboxes. And I'm sure the development doesn't pick the name of the roads. The county probably does, right?
I don't
I
know
don't know.
about that.
But either way, just when you eventually move in, be aware that if you don't have mail, check the person on the other street with the same box number.
It's we have a nice young gentleman who has been a regular. Dennis, I'll get to you in 1 second. He's been a regular, and it's possible that River Parkway, and he's relatively new, but the people moving in on River Parkway are newer. So he may have just been seeing River good, like the post office may
Yep.
not be as familiar with River Park, so they probably see River something, and they may just not be sorting it properly, because I don't think he sorts it. He just it probably comes. So, but when I see him the next time, I'll comment. I'll just say something to him about, like what's the deal, and he'll look at me and say, I just deliver it. I don't sort it, and then I'll know, and then we'll know who to complain to. Yes, Mr. Parks.
All right. So, for those who have recently taken the North Carolina driver's license test, do you have
Yes.
any recommendations for preparing for it?
Study your signs without writing on it. So
Signs without writing.
yes,
Okay.
so there is a portion of that they give you 10 signs, and we can send you what I'll do when I send the recording is I will put the link to the practice test that we took.
Okay.
Yeah, Dennis, there was a practice test that Robin and I took that they give you sign after sign after sign, and you have to say, well, you have to guess which one it is, and then they give you the answer, and if you're wrong, it tells you, it's a multiple choice thing. But if you practice that test enough, you'll be just fine. But
Is this
when
one
you
of those where you can't miss a sign? You have to get them all 100%.
No,
no.
Okay.
No,
Then if they'll look at you, they know you've been driving for a while. They're not going to bust your stones.
no,
Because I said to the tester, I'm like, yeah, I know the sign usually has writing in it. I don't know. And she's like, okay. And she said, that's a railroad crossing.
If you do the practice test, you'll be fine.
Yeah, there were some wonky
practice
signs.
test.
I mean, like oxen crossing was not something that I came across very
Oh,
often
yeah,
on
no.
Long Island. There was like Amish person crossing, which was great when it had the picture in it. But it was interesting. I mean, how many times have I seen a school crossing sign? I mean, we all know what a school crossing sign, but when they just show you the shape without the little kids and the parents, like blank, like total blank. Think about it. Like, you've seen the sign a bazillion times, but when you're sitting there with your eyes up against it, so you just go through it. But then all of a sudden you're driving around and you're going, that's it. And then there was another one. The other one that confused us was there was one that had arrows all over the place. Like, and you know what it is because you're driving and you just automatically do it. But if somebody asked you to explain what it was an arrow going this way. First they put the arrow there, and then they put the arrow there, and then they put the arrows this way. Just don't go off the road. I mean, that's just really what it meant to me. But if they ask you what it means, just look at the test. They're really very lovely. They
Right.
don't.
Dennis, most of the questions are very commonsensical. road curves to the left, road curves to the right, school crossing, do not pass. A lot of it is really commonsensical. You've been driving forever.
Yeah.
You're going to do fine. Take the practice test. You'll get 100%.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah,
But we'll send you the practice one.
Cool.
that's fine. It's unfortunate that you can't just show them that you have a current driver's license and that's it. I mean,
I know. But
And you guys do realize that by saying that you'll be fine, that was the kiss of death for me. I'll fail it like 12 times in a row just because.
it was harder getting an appointment than it was taking the test. Trust me. I was obsessing about that stupid no word test. So I took it over and over and over and over again. But only because I didn't want to be the one that failed it. Because I would.
The thing you do want to do, Dennis, is make sure you have cash for when you register a vehicle, because they don't take credit cards.
Well,
so take like $30. Go ahead, Mike.
So Paul, when I registered both of our cars on consecutive days, and they charge you to register your car. For us, it was like 400 something bucks a car that I was allowed to use the credit card for. Okay. However, then they said, oh, by the way, we also need to charge you something like $8 and you have to pay it in cash. I said, what's that for? It was a notary fee. The notary fee is paid with cash. So yeah, when you register your car, bring your credit card and bring a little bit of cash with you just to pay the silly notary fee. That's just the way they do it down here. Then you walk out and you'll have your plates, and you'll have actually a plate, right? Where we came from in New York, you had a front and a rear plate. Here, you only get one plate. And I had a screwdriver. I changed it in the parking lot and drove out with my plates, my new plate on the car. It was just fine. And by the way, getting the registration for the car was much easier than getting an appointment for your license.
Yeah. Everything is much easier than getting an appointment for your license.
The first day that I went in to register the first car, I had to wait 15 minutes behind several people. The line would move very quickly. The next day I went in there was no line, zero. And I walked in and I'm thinking, are they even open? Are they even open? Because back in New York, you're going to wait a long time, whatever line. I walked up to the counter. There were 3 people waiting for me. And that was a shocker. That really was.
And it's not too far away, so it's all good.
Half an hour.
What's the order that you have to do things in? Do you have to get your new license before you get your new registration?
And make sure you have all the proof of insurance.
Right.
Okay, so your license and insurance before registration.
Right.
Okay.
You must have your valid insurance, even if it's not North Carolina. We had a valid, at the time when we did it, we had valid New York State insurance and our valid licenses, but we had to show proof that Robin's name had to be on the insurance. Okay. So because everything is in my name, I have all my, so we had to during that day, it was a little nerve-wracking because we had to go to Robin had to call the insurance company and get them to email us proof of insurance for her. And then we had to go to a local office supply type place and they had to actually print it out because the license bureau would not accept like an email. You had to have physical printed out piece of paper that says, I am insured. And so you must be insured and you have to bring all your proof of residency and all that stuff. And you would walk out with a license, with a North Carolina license, and then after that, then we got our registration.
And they take your,
Do you have to have insurance before you get your new driver's license?
You must prove that you're insured. Absolutely.
In this state, so I asked the guy at the counter when I was getting my license, I said, what if you don't own a car? He says, in the state of North Carolina, even if you don't own a car, you must carry insurance. You must, and then maybe it's a different level of insurance and a different amount because you're not really insuring the vehicle that you own, but you must be insured in the state of North Carolina to carry a license. So different. It's different. You get your
You go to
license, you walk in
NCDOT.
with your paperwork, you get your license, and then you can re-register your car.
Okay.
And then you get to drive at 70 miles an hour and actually get someplace. It's a wonderful thing.
And then you get to vote in the state of North Carolina because now you are official resident. Right?
Always an adventure. And on that note, thank you guys for everything.
Why, look at the time.
And Chuck, thank you for putting everything in the chat. Anybody that needs anything, please, you know where to find me. I'm going to stop the recording right now.